Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here, answering questions today on the recruiting process. I got a little story today that just kind of recently happened, and I want to talk about how important it is to have a good attitude at all times on the field. And when I talk to players about this, when I talk about having a good attitude and showing good body language, I think a lot of times players are like, does it really matter that much? If I go out and hit 2 home runs, if I throw 90, does it matter what I look like out there? Does it matter if I get upset, if I kind of have bad body language? And my answer to them always is, yeah, it absolutely does matter. And I want to give you, excuse me, a quick story, because this recently happened. We had a game, and there was a good amount of colleges in attendance. And there was one school that was there, that's a very good baseball school, and they were there specifically to see one of our players. And I had talked to them about this player in the past and thought that he could be a good fit. And they hadn't seen him yet, right? So they're basically just taking my word for it. They saw his recruiting video. They show up to watch him play. So after the game, I go over, start talking to the coach a little bit, and the very first thing he says to me, the very first thing is, hey, in the third inning there, when he struck out looking, what was up with that reaction? What was up with the body language he displayed? Is that the way he usually acts after strikeouts? And the funny thing is, when he said that, or before he said that, when that happened in the game, I remember I'm watching and I see the way he reacted. He kind of threw his hands up in the air and kind of looked back at the umpire and was visibly upset. It was a bad call. And I remember thinking, I've never seen him do that before. And I went in after the inning and I told him, I said, hey, body language you showed after the strikeout. I said, you can't do that. It doesn't look good. And he said, Coach, I didn't realize that. I won't do it again. And that was honestly the first time I ever seen him act like that. I've never seen him have that reaction before. And all it took was that one time, and the coach picked it up immediately. That's the first thing he asked me about. He didn't ask me about anything else. He didn't talk to me about how he played or how he hit or anything. He went right to asking about the body language and the attitude, and his, he was concerned. Is that the way he normally reacts? And so I assured him that no, honestly, I told him the same thing. I said, I saw the same thing, and I've never seen him react like that. But again, the interesting thing is, coaches are going to put a huge amount of stock into not just how you play, but how you act. And you have to remember that college coaches, especially coaches from really good programs, they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of players to choose from, right? And so they're looking for the absolute right players for their program. There's tons of talented players out there, but they're looking for talented players that have the skill set to play at their school, but also possess the other qualities that they want, that are good people, that are hard workers, that have good attitudes, that show good body language, all that stuff, because they're going to be around those people every day, right, for 4 straight years. And a lot of the other qualities, not just the physical traits, but all the other qualities are going to often determine, 1, how much better does the player get? 2, how enjoyable is it for me to be around him? 3, is he a good teammate, right? Are other guys want to be around him? Is he going to help other players get better? Is he going to kind of bring the team down, right? What type of energy to display? All that stuff. It's so hugely important, and players just sometimes just brush it off all that matters is the physical stuff, the hitting, the throwing, the fielding, the running, all that stuff. But like I said, when it comes to that level, you've got to be the total package. And if you're just a good player, but you don't do that other stuff, you're going to get passed up because there's just so many players. And this is a prime, real-life example of how this happened. And it's, like I said, it was the very first question that was asked about him. And no questions about how he played the game. Nothing. Just about the attitude and his reaction to that call. So hopefully you guys take this to heart and realize that someone's always watching. They're watching your reaction from everything. They're watching you all the time. They're watching you when you're sitting on the bench, how you're reacting to your teammates. You know the other thing this coach said? He said after that happened, he said, I went and sat on the other side, and I sat right next to the dugout, and I could hear in, I could kind of see in the corner of the dugout, and I wanted to see how he was reacting to his teammates, and what happened the next at bat when he came back to the dugout. What was he saying? What did he do when he got back into the dugout? So, again, this is This really happened. This is not me just making it up. Sometimes people are like, think I'm making stuff up just because, I don't know. I just feel like making stuff up. I just feel like talking and hearing myself talk. I'm actually giving you real life examples of things that can hurt players or help players, right? And this is a huge, huge part of it. So hopefully you guys don't take this for granted. Hopefully you realize that when coaches say that, or when people say that college coaches, when they come watch you, they're watching everything. They're paying attention to everything, the way you get loose for the game, the way you interact with your teammates, what you do after the game, what you're doing during the game, on the bench, on the field, when the ball's not hit you, all that stuff. Everything matters. They're always watching you, okay? So hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any more questions. Subscribe to the channel, give it the thumbs up, all that stuff. What else do I got for you? Check out the description box below. We've got a deal going on at Plate Crate. You can click the link, type in Antonelli, get 50% off your first Plate Crate. We also have a link to our Patreon page where you can help support the channel. We've had a bunch of people doing that recently. Thank you so much if you have recently supported our channel on our Patreon page. And we got a bunch of other stuff down there as well, so definitely check all that out. And that's all we got, guys. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.